So it's been about a month since my last fan mail opening, which unfortunately is because I filmed one 2 weeks ago and the audio got messed up. Something went wrong, and I guess what, because I moved my hands around, I hit the space bar or something, stopped my mic from recording, and so I have all this video footage of me opening all of these things that people sent me, and even one of them was someone sent me something to sign it for him. I had this whole thing where I was talking to him where I signed it and filmed myself putting it in the mail. It has been mailed. And there's no audio on any of it. Well, I guess there's audio on the part where I put it in the mail because that was a different mic because it was my phone, but so I miss it. Anyway, all that to say, there was supposed to be another one, but it didn't happen because of a technological issue. We are back. More fan mail has come in, so let's do this. This is from Ben Wilson, who is hoping for a Ridley Scott ranking. It is on my mind, and he picked up The Martian. That's very cool. I've been needing to rewatch this movie. It's crossed my mind many times that I need to rewatch The Martian, as well as wanting to just watch it. Like I've only seen it once. I think it was in the theater. My wife listened to the book. She said, "Oh, you got to go watch this movie," and I really enjoyed it. And I haven't rewatched it since then. And Ridley Scott ranking has been on my mind for a long time. There's a number of kind of those top directors that can I make it happen? Because when you have a career that goes 45 years back, that's a lot of movies. It adds up. Even if you only do a movie once every 3 years, that's a lot. So Ridley Scott does have a movie coming out, in theory, I believe in October. It's on my mind. It's possible. I don't know if it's likely. It's just tough because there's so many, the release schedules keep shifting around, and it kind of depends on what else is coming out right then as to what I can map out. Because watching 20 Ridley Scott movies, it's 20 nights of watching a Ridley Scott movie, and if I have to watch 20 some, so that's what kind of goes into me deciding it. So thank you much. It's on my mind. It is possible. It might happen, but I can't promise it because especially in 2021, release schedules they keep changing so much that it's very tough to even map out what I need to watch and when and everything like that. Do we have any notes? Doesn't appear that there's a note in here, and we have, oh, excellent. Little Women and Ford vs. Ferrari. This, I believe, was my favorite movie of 2019, and then I rewatched it sometime last year with my wife because she didn't go with me to go see it in the theater. Loved it just as much at home, but I don't own it, and so I guess someone was paying attention to what was not in my Blu-ray collection. Picked it up for me in 4K. Awesome, thank you much. I love it when someone is paying attention. Like, what does this guy love that I also know he doesn't have? And that is very cool, and especially a movie that thoroughly. It's like I heard people on Twitter calling it an uncle movie or something like that, because Twitter's a lot of people in their 20s, and so then it's a movie that guys in their 40s and late 30s and 50s and stuff thoroughly enjoy. Ford vs. Ferrari. I guess I've entered that phase of life where I fall into that category, but it was a great one. The other one in there was Little Women, and that was actually a fun little story. I went to go see this one with my mother-in-law, actually, that I got invited to the press screening, and I invited my wife, and she literally said to me, you know, I would love to see that movie, and she still hasn't. I'd love to see that movie, but my mother actually likes that movie likes the book even more than me. So I ended up taking my mother-in-law to go see Little Women at the press screening here in Austin. And so my wife hasn't even seen it yet. So this is one that when I walk downstairs and we got movie for me, movie for her, she will be very excited to see that this one is now in our arsenal. And so I watched it. I appreciate everything about it. This is definitely not my type of thing. This is very much my type of thing. And so, but I know my wife will be excited to finally check this out. Oh yeah, the other part of that story is that then I got a flat tire. Drove my mother-in-law downtown to the movie, and then I got a flat tire. And actually, no, she didn't. I don't think she had her own car because there's such a opposite ends of town from where we live. But flat tire. Had the whole adventure getting fix-a-flat and everything like that. When I watched Little Women, and so fun times. Thank you, very, 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 very cool. my mouth and tongue are going all wild crazy. Got a letter from Riley Box. I believe he has been messaging me on the Instagram and mentioned that this was on the way, so I've actually known about this for a little bit. Okie dokie. We have a note. Okie dokie. So, he's been a follower of mine since I had 15,000 subs. So he was in that window when I first took off. I right before Black Panther came out, I was right around 10,000. I just hit 10,000, I think, when Black Panther came out. And then in that next month, with my MCU ranking, MCU villains and MCU heroes, my channel just blew up to like crazy levels. So he was in that window of like when my life changed, joined in, and loves my content, and he would like my autograph. And the answer, of course, is yes. And here's, if you want to know the secret to it, if you want me to sign something for you, if I have to make an envelope, I'll forget. It won't happen. But if you put an envelope in there with the stamp, and so all I have to sign it and mail it, I'll do it. It actually encourages me to go jogging. And so, but I'm really bad at like responsible stuff and writing letters. So if you want me to sign something, I'm totally cool to do it. I just need you to put the envelope in there with the stamp and everything. So it takes all that responsibility off of me because I am not responsible. But I do need a marker. Okie dokie, we have this marker, this picture that he sent me. It's like a, wherever it's signed from, it's like a card company. It's like really cool, whatever. Boop, boop. There we go. It has like slickly done deal too, so it's pretty cool. Get back to me. And if you're wondering when I sign things, I don't actually use my own signature deal because it looks horrible. I do this cool like Sean thing. That's what it looks like when I actually sign stuff. So there you have it. Put this in here, and when I go for today's jog, I will put that one in the mail. And we have this interestingly shaped package. This one is the note. So I guess it is, oh, gotcha. It's a top 100 movies scratch off calendar. So, but as you can keep this right, there we go. There it goes. So it has kind of like these kind of creative icons for each of the iconic films. Then as you watch the movie, you scratch off the title and kind of go through the whole entire thing until you've obviously watched, or in my case, perhaps covered them all. So this is from Edgar, and he says, an idea for a video series, review movies as you scratch them off the list. That could be a very fun, interesting little long-term project that I look at. So I gotta check this one out. But like, even if you just, so I don't know if it's based off the, doesn't say on the outside what it's based off of, but if you look at the ones that are right here, they are almost all but Leon the Professional, I believe, is in the IMDb top 15. I don't know where Leon the Professional is, but it's not in the IMDb top 15. It might be in the top 30. I'm not really sure. I just don't even know. Ironically, I've got it. Leon the Professional was sent to me in my fan mail, and I talked about it in a video that I actually shot about 20 minutes ago. But very interesting, very cool. That's a very good idea, and we'll see what happens. See if I can start perhaps making my way through that and checking some of it out and sharing my thoughts on it. Ta-da! All right, final package of the day. Okay, so it's several come in that they didn't have a note. So I wish I could thank you by name, but there wasn't a note that I'm seeing. Oh, okay, what do we have here? So we have 28 days later, the Danny Boyle, I guess, zombie-ish movie from almost 20 years ago now. Wow, that is wild. And then we have 28 weeks later. Now, I've seen 28 days later a number of times. One of my favorite Sandra Bullock movies. And then we have 28 weeks later. I never actually seen the sequel to it. And so it's been on my mind that I need to check it out. It's just never happened. No particular reason whatsoever. I don't even know kind of general consensus on it. I just haven't seen it. And so now that you've sent it to me, I can check that one out, and didn't own either one of these, and very cool. Thank you so much. I wish I could thank you by name, but it didn't seem to have a note in there. So thank you so much for both of those. Look forward to checking them out, in particular the second one, because I've never seen it before. All right, and I've got one final package to open today, the exact same day as I opened all the other packages in this video. And I look the same, and I'm filming with the same camera. This is from Samit, and it is a hefty package. Woo! There is a bunch of stuff in here. Goodness gracious! Oh, that is a lot of movies. Okie dokie. Man, you have outdone yourself, and you have been paying attention to things that I've mentioned before. Okay, what do we have in here? First off, we've got Collateral in 4K. I've mentioned this before, but I've never seen the movie Collateral. Everyone tells me I should. Everyone tells me I'll probably enjoy it. I just haven't seen it yet. So, Collateral in 4K, so I can watch it on my fancy new TV. Then we have Black Christmas. This is... which version? I'm not seeing the... I am not super familiar with the franchise, so I don't know which version is which version with this one. So this is the 74 original of Black Christmas. It's one that I definitely have not seen. And then we have the Rob Zombie trilogy, another one I have not seen, heard about many times. And right along with it, connected to that one, was also the 4K version of one of the movies in the trilogy of films. So the 4K version plus the Blu-ray of the other ones. Got several of... Here we go. Okay. Next up, we have... Oh, the entire Wrong Turn series. Another series that I have not seen any of them. So it would be my introduction to it. And they're all of them right there. So I've talked to my buddy Cody Leach about this series over the last couple months, because I guess a new one came out and he's been watching through all of them. So he's given me the rundown of what to expect. Wasn't sure if I'd ever check them out. And then there's the whole series right there for when the time comes. Then we've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, as well as Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, Leatherface. I do absolutely plan on ranking the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. Very much on my mind. Hopefully going to happen soon. It was going to be last October, and then because of COVID, because everything that happened, it did a 31 on 31 instead. And then now apparently there's a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie coming, so depending on the schedule of when that happens, don't know when that's releasing, but it is very much on my mind, and now I have a whole bunch of the movies to help make that happen. Then we have, actually, this is actually useful. Very useful for something I've actually said that I'm going to do in the very near future. So 4-pack of comic book movies to check out, but here's the one right here that's very particularly tricky to find. It's the director's cut of Watchmen, which you can't buy the individual copy of. It's actually tough to find. You can find the Ultimate Edition that incorporates in the animated pirate story, and then you can find the theatrical version, but the director's cut that has all the additional footage but doesn't have the animated one. That one right there, that one's trickier to find, and so that's like, I've been on my mind, like, okay, I was literally talking to someone a day or two ago about the director's cut of Watchmen and how tricky it is to find out it's not really on Amazon. And then this comes in the mail, which is pretty amazing. And then in preparation for my DC ranking later this year, these actually will come in handy too, because there's some of those secret DC comics. Next up, some of last year's biggest hits that I don't own, and on 4K, Tenet and Wonder Woman 1984. You're literally reading my mind as to things that I was looking to purchase in the near future. Then we've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning and Texas Chainsaw. Since I haven't seen the franchise, I don't know where all of these fit in with the rebootsy, all that fun stuff, but a couple more added onto that list. Then we've got Black Christmas, this being the one from, a year and 4 months ago, 3 months ago? Actually, I don't even know. Did that one come out in 2020 or 2019? Like, the year 2020 is like a black hole that I don't even know when that one came out, but I didn't catch it. So, Black Christmas, the most recent version of it. Then, this is another one that's incredibly helpful for something I'm working on right now, or will be working on, the Candyman series, the whole trilogy of films. The remake is coming out later this year. Absolutely plan on watching all 3 of these movies for that ranking. There they are right there. And then we got Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. This is the one with Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey? Yes, I actually watched a video on the behind the scenes of this one, as well as this one, the Joe Blow WTF happened to that movie. Watched the videos on each of these within the last 3 weeks or so, within the last month or something like that. So then, I guess one more Black Christmas. This one, I think this was, 2006 is when this one came out, something like that. The other remake of 2007. Oh, man, wow. You told me in your message that you outdid yourself on this one. You were not lying. Candyman series, this is a ranking that is absolutely coming soon. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, not necessarily coming soon because I don't know when the movie comes out, but it is on the way. Helps for the big, gigantic DC ranking, as well as the Zack Snyder ranking I'm doing next month, which is May. Trying to do something with the Zack Snyder movies, and I wanted to watch a different version of Watchmen. 2 movies I was gonna buy, and you told me not to, and be careful. And then Collateral, movie I definitely need to see. A bunch of other stuff. Wow, dude, wow. I don't even know how to respond on this one, because this is a gigantic stack of movies. Wow, thank you so very much for that. And everyone, thank you so much. Like it is wild to me that people care enough to like pay attention to my Blu-ray haul videos and my Blu-ray collection, and pay attention to what I don't have, and knowing the movies that I loved from years past, and like making an intentional effort to kind of fill in my collection with those things that you know that I love, that you pay attention, that you want my autograph, my signature, that you're thinking about like sending posters to me. Like, that's incredible to me. That it just blows my mind. Thank you so much. You mean the world to me, and keep talking movies too much.